first Beyond, and I guess all eyes really on WSL. It feels like ultimately this guy's going to have to do a lot for his team. Not sure if Lilia is the pick to do that. It also feels like there's just the strength in lanes might help him look for some dives, but Zhao2 face checking that bush will cost him a pot, but it is just the refillable, so he'll be able to recall and not lose too much, but that was pretty scary there.
Yeah, WSL taking a lot of damage as well. Does see those Raptors warded out.
Yeah, really weird start to the game. Lakai, 150 games in the PCS, you see there on your screen. A lot of games, a lot of these pop-ups coming through these days, so see these sort of the longevity of some of these players.
Okay,
now, Raptors will be the start.
Yeah, it does look like it will be a Raptor start by both sides, and I think the Beyond, I'm not sure if they will look for an invade later on or not. I think it might depend a lot on that bot prio. Let's see what happens, because of course can try and invade Lilia on that bot side. Should have been, where are the Raptors going? Oh, they're back. Let's see what Kongwei does. Is he going to go Raptors to top side? Okay. Doing a little different.
Yeah, and there shouldn't really be an invade coming from this because, well, maybe this wave crashes. JP will end up having prio. And even the bot lane, I think, once Xayah gets a few levels, access to all those abilities, is fairly confident in her lane.
I think so. Well, so far, pretty just quiet across the board. 116. Oh, he's going to trade a lot of damage here. That is a nice pickup. I mean, Zhao2 is very, very low, and his wave's not in a great spot.
Yeah, misses the accelerated shock blast and still tries to go for the trade.
Yeah, he's in a bit of trouble.
Lakai, though.
Oh, he was trying to proxy.
He's trying to proxy, but doesn't realize that WSL was going that side of the map, and he's in trouble. WSL going to have so much move speed. I'm kind of intrigued as why he's not auto-attacking so much, but Lakai almost certainly going to go down here for first blood. It is WSL just picking up that solo kill.
Yeah, that is a huge pickup. Getting an accelerated Lilia nice and early is very, very good. Zhao2, though, he is pretty low, but I think he'll be able to get away.
Oh, WSL lands the bowling ball. Isn't going to turn around, though.
I do want to see kind of what happened top. I guess they were just expecting the Lilia to be a bit faster, honestly. Have cleared all those camps and then be moving down, but because they did know she started Raptors.
Maybe they thought she went for the same pathing as Kongwei.
Yeah, possibly. Very big punish, though.
But this is weird. Like, I
think
think
seems pretty normal, right, for her to be here.
Yeah. I don't know. Lakai really just not respecting at all.
No, and I think also probably need to flash really early to deny one of these move speeds. But I think there's no point flashing now. I mean, unless you value Lilia having no flash higher than you having no flash, which, to be fair, you might, right? Because Jax does have that dash, and Lilia without it could be vulnerable. Back to live, though, and now he flashes away.
3v2, and Lilia is going to arrive. And now going down, that's a double root, though, and Betty is getting pretty low. It's the change over to the Nautilus, and WSL's going to be locked up, and it should be a kill. Double kill now found for Kongwei as he'll get another reset. Pepero staying alive, but 2 kills here onto that Viego. Nice and early start on the scaling for Kongwei.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. We're talking about how important it is for Lilia to get that snowball, but even more so for the Viego. Big trades coming out in mid as well.
Again, it's just not respecting.
Yeah, it is pretty long engage range, to be fair, but probably should have just let Enhao die. Instead, they end up losing a lot more as WSL tries to go in, but with all the extra abilities that come out of the Viego reset, it never really feels possible. I mean, that wasn't really that close.
No.
And Pepero ended up having to lose both his sums as well. Ooh, who gets this? Kongwei does. Maybe could look mid now.
Oh, Shelter gets rooted up, is going to flash, but it's the flash follow. Auto tech range will secure himself the kill, and Kieritz from that speed up will also receive an assist there. Zhao2 yet again dying solo in his lane.
It is a pretty tough matchup, to be fair, but you have to kind of know that, right? And be willing to fall down at least a little bit of CS, or alternatively, just play something else. I mean, we've seen WSL is certainly not...
Xiao2's items.
Oh. He has a lot of swords.
Not a
Where's
whole
the
lot
Dirk?
of Dirks.
That's interesting.
I mean, yeah.
Just seems bad, but I'm not sure. We'll see what he's cooking.
I mean, it will just be the same Duskblade or whatever variety, maybe Yomu's, but almost certainly Duskblade. Obviously comes out of that build, but it does feel better to just get the Dirk. Lethality does offer more damage early game than the extra 10 AD, but anyway, maybe he was just sitting on exactly 350.
Yeah, could be. Well, beyond, they're starting to pull ahead in this game. They've got a 1k lead. Oh, another big trade. Xiao2 does not have flash.
Yeah, and he's just going to get rooted up. Kongyue in the area. This hollowed passage should give him enough movement speed to catch up to Xiao2 here. Can he dodge it? No, he cannot. He's stunned up. Should be another kill coming over, but WSL in the area. The reset coming through for Kongyue as WSL tries to run to his support. They will land the root here onto 1116, and that's a kill now for this Nautilus. WSL trying to dip and dive. Getting too low though. Kongyue eventually will find himself yet another. And this Viego extremely far ahead now. 3-0.
He is just getting so fed. Yeah. So early as well. He's going to have an absolute banger game here. It is now the Dirk on that Jace, but tough here really for Xiao2. I mean, the wave is frozen. He doesn't have flash and he's losing the matchup. There isn't much you can do to fix this situation. You'd have to call your jungler, but ultimately you don't win the 2v2. It really is just a punishment for how far you've fallen behind already. And honestly, it was pretty good, I think, by Dewish team to be able to trade even one back. It looked like WSL was just dead here, but Enhao did have first move from bot. Hook didn't look like it connected to me, but it did grab him.
Sorry, Nautilus Hook never misses.
No, it's the size of a building.
Oh, stun up, and it's going to be Betty running forward. Does have quite a few chakrams. But Pepero landing a nice root will mean that both Dewish team bot laners are able to survive here. Pretty critical considering how massive this minion wave that is coming in is. Kongyue though is level 6 and angling for a dive. No level 6 is coming through for either of these bot laners. Pepero does have cleanse, will use it immediately, but it's going to be an absolute assassination coming through here onto both these bot laners. Betty does go down in trade, so it is ultimately a 2-for-1. But more kills over to the side of Beyond. They're definitely liking that one as a massive minion wave will be going down as well. Now WSL on the opposite side trying to trade over a Rift Herald for himself.
Yeah, I think he will get that Herald. But like you said, massive win there on the bot side. Unfortunate that Betty died. Now Betty, his death was fast enough that the bounty had not updated. So Pepero didn't actually get the extra gold from that. He only got the 300. Looks like this will be picked up, and this is a nice trade for Dewish team. They don't really have any other options right now, but cast your eyes to Kongyue's inventory. He has a Triforce at 8 minutes, which is pretty absurd. And I do worry about this bot side of the map, because there's going to be a lot of camps taken away and maybe a split map forced. Now, Pepper will have the ulti for that next dive, but I think he still feels very vulnerable, right? There is a lot of damage that can come through here.
Yeah, Pepero will scout out the fact that everyone is here, is trying to back away, can't really go to that tower, knowing that Enhao's nowhere in the region. BYG backing out away from this tri-bush and should allow now the bot laners to push up and get themselves this farm. But Dragon now started for Beyond, will be picked up. That's the first. It's 10 minutes in, so will be a delayed Dragon Soul, all things considered. But I don't even think you need it. You've got a 303 Triforce Viego on your team.
Yeah.
And all things considered, every lane going in favor here of Beyond, which is to be expected. Perhaps Lakai making a very bad mistake early game, but Brindle back manages to stay even here with the Renekton as Xiao2 now. Flash followed here by 116. Will confirm. Yet another kill. That's a fourth one now for Viego. And a third death for Xiao2. His isolated death tally is getting very, very, very high.
It is. Kongyue is really just running around grabbing kills everywhere. I mean, I don't think he's had an unsuccessful gank yet. 403. Oh, he had just TP'd back to lane as well. How tragic.
Oh, on the bot, there's a fight going on in the picture-in-picture. Try to see what's going on. There is a dredge
a flash
line.
forced out.
Yeah, Betty does have to flash away. Well, there we go. Now I get to see all of it.
Nice
Moonlight
dodge.
Vigil and the Featherstorm traded here. But it is health in favor of Beyond. Inhale getting very low. Oh, okay. Bowling Ball lands here onto 116, but WSL does not have the damage here. Doesn't have the Ludens yet completed. And I want to say, by the way, that this Ludens, I like it a whole lot better than the Rod of Ages.
Oh, it should be a Leandri, right?
Sorry, I meant that. I meant Leandri, sorry.
Yeah, I agree, though. I like it a lot better than the Row, and I think having that early power is pretty important, especially from your solo AP, right? I think having more damage is really, really crucial.
Yeah, pretty big trades there.
Now, did the Herald get used mid or did it expire? Okay, it was used mid. I thought maybe it just disappeared, but they are going to drop a mid. And I think, to be honest, Zhao should probably just walk away from this.
Yeah.
I think you give all the gold to WSL at this point.
He's too greedy.
No, he does yoink some of it, but I really think your Lilia is your one hope into this game. I mean, if she gets fed, it's a lot of AoE damage that can come out, and Lilia's one of those champs that does have the potential to just absurdly swing a team fight if she gets, you know, a little lucky, finds the right AoE. Now, ulti on Pepero.
Yeah, cleanse used. Does have flash available. Will try to get away, but the slow still connects. Kongyue picking up his 5th. And I think this game's one for the books.
Does feel like it. And maybe they're going to continue this fight on the bot side. WSL, he's engaged on
this
already.
guy's dead. Oh, flashes away, but doesn't have the speed. Kongyue, in fact, faster than the Lilia at this stage of the game.
Yeah, that is something
Will land
else.
the stun. That is a reset. Zhao 2 jumping in will mean that now Kongyue gets to kill him as well. That's a nice double kill again here for Kongyue, and I think Zhao 2's just trying to give over deaths sometimes.
For as much, you know, bad things we've said about the PCS Viego, I think Kongyue has almost always succeeded on it. Maybe only once did it look not so good.
Inhale, as well as Pepero, are actually going to survive somehow against this. What is it now? I have to see the score, but I think it's 7-0.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got a few of them.
I think he's 7, maybe.
It might be 7.
Oh, bot lane might not be safe just yet.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. They are looking. Teleport coming down. This is going to be JP in his first fight of the game. Bowling Ball will connect, but there is no... Oh, there is actually the sleep available. Kongyue will be found here almost certainly, although he does almost get that reset. It's 1 kill found. It's actually a 2 for 2 as Pepero offloading a lot of damage. Finds the root. Featherstorm available. Confirms the kill here. On to Betty. Is trying to chase this Nico, but will not be able to after that root does come down. And ultimately, it does end up being a 3 for 2 in favor of Dewish team. Pepero being the real benefactor there of a triple kill.
Yeah, you got that shutdown as well off of Kongyue, which is huge. I guess he would have been 7-0. And that was a lot of gold picked up for him. Let's see.
I want to see how close Kongyue was from getting this reset. Because they did get a kill before he goes down.
Oof. I think a little bit of indecision there on the way he was walking might have ended up costing him. And I'm amazed that sleep managed to hit Kongyue there. I think it's pretty incredible. And yeah, he was so close. He'd started grabbing it. If he got that, could have been pretty different. And Betty, I mean, he goes very far forward here. Probably just had no way really to get out of that point, but fully committed. And Zhao 2.
We're looking for number 5 here.
Ooh.
Actually manages to survive for now. Protobelt coming through. Kongyue, all right, this guy's dead.
Oh.
Inhale. Is he going to get out? Stunned up, rooted up. He does manage to channel that hook and gets himself to the safety of the tower, but Kongyue waiting there by the Raptor pit. Don't feel like it's a very safe dive, but Betty at the same time gets himself first blood tower down there in the bot lane. So this Aphelios is also going to be very scary alongside the Viego as JP looking for a flank angle, but with these towers here, doesn't feel all that realistic.
He might have overstayed his welcome as well. And now he's so low.
Wow.
I think that top tower might just fall here. The Renekton has been away from that lane for so long. And if they lose top tower and Dragon and Herald all at the same time, that would be just a tragic macro. And it looks like it might be the case. Top tower is being pressured. Like you said, the bot already fell. Yeah, top tower falls as well. So really just no trade whatsoever. They can come out of Dewish team. Just feel like they're too far behind. It really is just Pepero. Now he will come online at 2 items. But has to get there first, and the more that Beyond can get done before that, the better a position they'll be in.
And how often has it been that we're in a game and the only person you can rely on to maybe find something has been Peppero?
It does feel he's often the guy that just is the one who picks up those skirmish kills. But at the same time...
Oh, Zhao 2.
Ooh.
For a second there, I thought he wanted his 6th.
Not yet. No, Herald picked up, and that should be the mid tower that'll fall as a result. WSL looking for something on the bot side.
Oh my...
It's not very easy to gank this Nico. She has a lot of damage.
Oh. There is some griefing going on.
They're still looking bot, but I honestly think even if they kill 1-1-6, they're going to lose so much mid that it would never be worth it. I mean,
This
they would
will be
lose
the
3
tower.
towers if they were to commit to it. Instead, they will recall. First tower goes down. I think the second tower will get charged, but I don't think it'll end up falling. And they're looking for something, maybe, Dewish team. They've got the flank.
Yeah, JP
He might just be out of position,
maybe
though.
does not realize
He still
how much
wants
trouble
it.
he potentially can be in. Tries to find the trade there onto Lakai, and yeah, I think all things considered, oftentimes in these sort of situations, you're like, wait for the Jace poke and maybe you can find an angle, but Delta is so insanely weak right now that it doesn't feel like it's going to matter.
Why is Carrier... Oh, that's Nico. I was going to say, why is Carrier's bot? But I was just looking at the Nico icon. There he is. Tricked me. Oh, bowling ball. Stops. Oh, doesn't stop any.
Shield. Right.
2 items here for Betty. Betty's actually got a lot of gold.
Yeah, Peppero as well. It really is just Peppero versus the world.
Yeah, it does feel like that. Pretty much always. Even Carriers, you know, in this support is up 1k gold.
Yeah.
Which is pretty important.
Yeah, 1-1-11 on the rail.
Yeah, that's a
That's
lot
an
of KP.
insane amount of KP for 17 minutes of a game.
Now, what will we look for next? Feels like there's not that much up to take. Maybe this bot tower could be worked on. Oh, Zhao 2 could be worked on.
Yep, Zhao 2. Here it will be, the 6th. It wasn't before.
Oh, there's just nowhere to go.
What was that flash?
I think it was just reactionary, but unfortunately, I mean, it's not easy at this point, right? You've really just... Everyone kills you super fast. You can't even walk in your own jungle.
Yeah. Well, now the siege begins here onto this bot lane tower. Doesn't feel like it can go down. Xayah has a fairly reasonable amount of wave clear up until Baron's really picked up. Although this mid tower is fairly low. And without Zhao 2 being here, although the death timer is pretty low on him, he is now respawned.
Pepper did just get his Navori, so that's something.
Yep.
It does feel like they are too far behind probably to win fights, even in spite of that, but if there is a way, it's going to be off that man there with his 2 items.
Kind of feels like Kongyue at this stage is pretty unkillable, has his 2 items as well. And the mini waves coming down means the siege will begin. Stun lands here onto Inhal, but won't result in anything. Root does land on the Betty, but the Pop Blossom secures what will inevitably be both bot laners going down, and Lakai on the top side, stunning up and keeping WSL and JP occupied means a clean 2 for 0, and everyone backing off now to go to this top side and look at the top lane inner. No Baron to be looked at yet. It's that early in the game.
No, I feel like they're pretty lucky that there was no Baron. I'm not too sure what happened to Pepper there. I think he might have graded the ult on the Rel and then didn't realize the Nico ult was coming through because he got his ult off after everything had already been used, which definitely feels like a mistake. I actually think a dive like that out of Beyond could have been a way back in for Dewish team if it had gone wrong. And diving a Xayah isn't too easy, especially one that had both sums. I really would like to see a replay of that because I don't know how Pepper got to 1 HP before ulting. Maybe we'll never know though. Next dragon up, 3rd one. And only 15 more seconds. And this is one that you feel like is uncontestable really for Dewish team. They don't have sums or ulti on the Xayah. But getting over 3rd dragon so often does feel like a lost condition. Although, in our very previous game, it was 3 drags given over, eventually to that losing team.
Yeah. This is going to be the 3rd now. And Baron being up, it might be a little bit risky for them to take it, but with just how strong everyone is, I feel like they can fairly uncontestedly take it. In general, it's hard to do against the Jace, but when your Jace hasn't got to the Mirror Mana yet, sitting on a Tear and a Warhammer, will be close to it, but ultimately doesn't have it, so the poke won't be so meaningful. This is going to get caught there. See how much damage? Okay, Benny not doing too much damage, but the root comes through. Kongyue lands the stun. It's going to be the 7th here. Jiao2 going down yet again.
It's pretty insane engage range. WSL, if he goes down, Baron will probably go with it.
WSL does get the sleep off, but it's going to be 1116 who finds the inevitable kill. Kongyue also picking himself up yet another, and JP's in the middle of 5. He's staying alive, and now Kyrres has gone over the wall. Doesn't have flash available, so this might be something that Pepero can look to take up. Of Kongyue, being his guide, is going to be able to get out. And now, do they look at Baron, or do they just look to push? At the moment, at least, it looks like they're going to push. And Kongyue, 700 kills now. I think 10 of them bound here in this game yet alone.
Oh, now an 11. I mean, he is just farming them. Well, the game does feel pretty over at this point. I don't think there really is a way back in for Dewish team. I think maybe really the last thing you can do here is try steal a Baron away, and that might buy you some time. But it's, what are you really buying the time for? Does feel pretty hard. One thing that I think is pretty funny in this game, Lakai has 1 KP out of these 21 kills. Actually, JP has more. This Jax has just been not really in the team fights. Did manage to take a lot in the side lane, though. I mean, he is pretty strong at this point. Anyhow, has to be really careful. He's the one that has to get the vision, but he's also very vulnerable to just being engaged on here. Lakai's going to go set himself up in the side lane. Does have to maybe fear the Lilia until his team's ready to pressure that Baron. Lilia will show mid here, though. And with WSL moving to the top side, Lakai should feel safe to push pretty far in on bot. Now lots of vision cleared out for Beyond. They could look back at the Baron if they wanted to. Just kind of bring Dewish team towards them, force one of those fights. Ooh, big trade in bot lane. There's a level advantage for Lakai, but WSL will be here.
Yeah. This might just be Lakai going down. Does ward jump away, has flash available. Bowling ball will not commit, but again, another jump from Lakai. It's going to be Baron taking on the other side of the map, though. There's nothing really you can do about this, unless there is a miraculous steal from Jiao2, but that won't happen as this Baron gets absolutely melted. And now Super Minions, along with Barons in the mid-wave, could spell the end of the game. I mean, you're up 11k gold. You do feel like you can just trudge down the middle lane and secure the game.
Yep. Kind of just felt like desperation from Dewish team, and I think that's exactly what it was. It really just isn't a good way back into this game.
Yeah, WSL actually might be okay. Is quite fast, although Kyrres in the area and the smite. Oh, okay. Kyrres flash doesn't actually land, and they're turning it around. Inhale landing the hook there onto Kyrres, but it's Kongyue who's just continuously going forward, and 116 picking up his 7th kill of the game.
Kongyue maybe even looking for more.
Yeah, does get the reset to jump over the wall. Is WSL going to have to flash out of that counter-strike from Lakai. Minion waves, though, charging down this bottom wave. It will be the tower going down. Even with the Xayah, you definitely do not have the wave clear. In fact, Xayah stunned up. Getting very, very low. Featherstorm comes through. Magnastorm as well from Kyrres is the reply. And immediately Jiao2 found. He goes down. Following up, every single other member of Dewish team will also be going down. Obviously, WSL running away with his life, but this will be the game. It's a 24-minute affair. Start of the game looked good for Dewish team, but it quickly came out of hand when Kongyue picked himself up a lot of kills. And once again, we see a very good reason to keep Viego out of this man's hands, as Beyond secure themselves their 10th win of the split.
They will. Very dominant fashion there, 27 kills. And I think while this was a pretty expected result, I mean, Dewish team haven't picked up a win against anyone, let alone those